I thought before we jump into the SuperViz SDK topic, Russ, how about just a kind of a big picture overview of SuperViz?
Yeah, I mean, so the idea with SuperViz is to make it really easy, just using a web browser to meet inside of remote digital twins, whether they're reality captures, whether they're 3D models, but turn those typically single player experiences into multiplayer collaborative meetings, whether you're guiding, presenting, selling something. And so how do we make that really, really easy for you to do and make it as easy as just sending a meeting link as you would normally, whether it's a Google Meet or a Zoom, you just click it, opens up the whole 3D space, synchronizes with everyone gets inside, has a full video conference experience, but at the same time has an individual point of view, avatar, walk around, see where you're pointing experience. So kind of recreate the feeling of being somewhere together, but through a browser. And that somewhere could be anything from a reality to a projected reality of what people would like to build. So how do we make that really, really easy for people to do is the general vision.
Awesome. And that's whether the space exists even before it's built, to view it perhaps in a BIM model.
The whole process really.
Through the whole life cycle of a building at every, perhaps even in weekly construction documentation in every phase of that build out to have.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. And we have customers that use it through all those phases, from the initial phases where it's mostly just internal meetings of architects and stakeholders, meeting inside of really simple BIM models, walking around the space, commenting on it as if they're walking around inside of it. Then as they start rendering it out and start making it photorealistic to really get a feel with textures, they start using the tool then to start presenting, maybe even pre-selling some of these spaces or before they're going to be building, really get the feeling of it. And then once they start getting into the building phase of it, well, this is during the construction, they're doing reality captures of the progress of the construction and having remote people be able to meet and walk the construction site, whether you're calling an instruction engineer or stakeholders. They can do remote construction site management and on-site meetings remotely. And then, of course, once it's ready, then they do reality capture just to capture what it actually looks like in the sales process, where they can now actually show it in the portfolio of what it actually came to. So this idea of meeting remotely during this idea of building out spaces goes from the whole process, all the way from the early design to right at the end. You're right.
We did two deep dive WGAN-TV shows. I'm going to refer our viewers to meet, present, collaborate inside Matterport tours via SuperViz, and AEC team meet inside your BIM models powered by SuperViz. Both those shows, you can easily find them at wgan.info/SuperViz on WGAN. So those were deep dive demos of the front end and of the back end. And I think for today's purpose, that'll enable you to move faster with the understanding that you're speaking to either Matterport service providers that are intimately understanding SuperViz, but trying to take it to the next step, or the tech teams that are trying to do the evaluation to understand, well, how complex is it? Or I should say, probably how easy is it to implement the SuperViz SDK.